I think the most interesting thing here is that the conservatives and the liberals have come together on one common point, which is that Facebook might have too much power, right? This has been the really interesting development over the past year, is that antitrust concerns have sort of rocketed to the forefront of lawmakers' minds, and we've started to see some agreements there. So, in this particular hearing, it did seem like Democrats were much angrier than Republicans were, but you're at least starting to see them sort of rallying around this idea that Facebook might need to be regulated more than it is, and that this might not be the best time for them to launch a cryptocurrency.
If I listened to Casey's comments, Brian, and I took a look at the stock chart, I would think that there are two very different messages coming across here. Why do you think the stock is just simply shrugging this off when it does seem like lawmakers are singing kumbaya and saying, this company is too powerful?
Yeah, there's certainly, not some great tone to the questions today. Actually, the thing I thought that was interesting, not to get it away too far from cryptocurrency, but when Mark Zuckerberg talked about the fact that they're going to have an announcement that are going to bring in multiple different journalistic entities to give you news as opposed to just kind of your social media feed. That's a new product that we haven't heard about. So I think that's probably what's actually driving the stock. In terms of the cryptocurrency, we know it's not really a cryptocurrency. It's an iteration of PayPal, and Facebook is probably not in the best place, as Zuckerberg admitted, to be the one to be the face of this at this point in time.
Casey, let me turn back to you on the question you were talking about just a moment ago, and that is the size of Facebook, which you think is what has both sides of the aisle inflamed, shall I say. But for Democrats particularly, is it so much the size, or is it more the role that Facebook played in the 2016 election? Or didn't play in policing its website?
Yeah, I think that that's a huge part of it. I think that's when a lot of us started to wake up to the idea that, posting happy birthday on a news feed all day, might not be the only thing that's happening on this network. But if you listen to the questions that lawmakers are asking, it goes far beyond 2016. It's about the way that the platform can be used to discriminate against people of color. It's about the terrible conditions for some of their content moderators. And it's about just kind of the general lack of trust that Facebook has inspired after seeing sort of numerous abuses of the platform. So I think this is a story that started in 2016, but it looks very different today.
Brian, if we could turn back to cryptocurrency, we are watching Bitcoin and a lot of other coins dive today to multi-month lows. And is this because it looks like Libra is less likely to happen?
So I don't think so. I think that's probably a tertiary effect where the buyers wanted to hear really what these questions were going to be. What you did have happen, though, is you're in a range in Bitcoin between 7,900 and 7,500, where the miners of Bitcoin, the weak-handed miners, are at break even. So think about a gold miner being at break even. They may need to sell some of their gold to pay for the equipment. Same thing's happening in Bitcoin right now. So once we hit 7,900, some of the miners had to sell, and you had this cascade. And the buyers were probably just waiting in the wings because we didn't know what Congress was going to say to Zuckerberg.
But initially, the argument for the run-up in Bitcoin when Libra was announced was that everybody was going to have a wallet, or more people would have a wallet, and the on-ramp would be much, much easier for the general public to buy Bitcoin and other coins.
Yeah, it's certainly, I thought certainly that the announcement of Libra would be a positive thing. It would open more doors than it would close.
So the flip side should be true, no?
Well, potentially. I'm just telling you today, the action in the market had nothing to do with what's going on in Congress. It had everything to do with the mechanics of this market and how miners pay for their equipment.
Casey, do you think Facebook is better off just saying, you know what? We are done with Libra. There's too much hair on this dog at this point, and we're already in the crosshairs for many, many other issues. We don't need to be in the crosshairs for yet another one.
I think that is a likelier outcome today than it was a month ago. I think that even though Facebook expected a lot of resistance, they might not have expected this much. I think the thing that really shook them was when all of their partners started to drop out, which has happened over the past couple of weeks. So, Zuckerberg is fighting the good fight today. He's trying to put his best foot forward and make a case that this is going to have positive benefits for people around the world. But, as he himself acknowledged in his opening remarks, he is not the best salesman for this. So I really do think it could fall apart.
Brian, here's a company that's been in under fire, to put it mildly, but the stock is up 40% this year, and it's up today.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this is kind of the market, right, where you sell the news, buy the rumor. So we sold all the negative information that was coming out last year, and now the market is saying, okay, perhaps they can turn this around. Perhaps they are cleaning things up. And I really think that announcement, and it wasn't really an announcement, it was kind of an off-the-cuff remark by Zuckerberg that they are going to have an announcement later this week about a new partnership. I actually think that could be a new product line that could be driving earnings here in Facebook, and the reason why we're seeing this positive move today.